Baden-Powell, Lord Baden-Powell, and also his wife, Olive Baden-Powell, and these are the founders of the Scouting movement. We know that his last days were spent in Parks 2 in the Outspan, and they are buried in the Baden-Powell Gardens. For quite some time, there has been engagement, like I have said in my speech. We started the plans for building the Baden-Powell Center of Excellence in Nyeri. The county government has provided land, and we were supposed to engage with the WSPU, we were supposed to engage with the Kenya Scouts Association, and also engage with the national government in the building of that center, which we think and we believe hadn't it been for the disruption brought by COVID-19, we would have made progress. But now we really must say that many things have happened, and this is one of the most important things in our calendar, because it's the first assembly of the World Scouts Parliamentary Union to be held in Africa and to be held in Nyeri here. We appreciate that the organizers thought of it, and we also want to thank the team around here that they have been able to craft up this event. One of the things we would want to call upon national government is to increase budgetary allocation, especially to these matters that are, because the Scout movement we know gets some allocation through the Ministry of Education. We would now wish to plead with the national government and all those that are involved in budget making to provide a stronger budget line, which we agree can be domiciled in devolution, towards strengthening this the WSPU and also the Scout movement. As a county, we will continue. This year we have allocated some money. That's why we have been able to do what we have been able to do here, and we will continue working together with all those organizations. Last but not least, we must not forget that the Scouting movement, its initial objectives were to mold the youth into reasonable citizens. For quite some time, we know that many of the leaders we have in this nation have gone through the Scouting movement, and for a period of time we lost it. We must now bring it back forcibly into the school system so that we can recover what has been lost. As a county, we are now going to put into full gear the preparations for the holding of the WSPU 2025 World Assembly, which will also be held here, but we are looking at both Nairobi and Nyeri as joining cities, so that we can have either the conferences in Nyeri and the visits being done here, or we will look at that, but we are ready to do that. Yes, I agree with you, we have not really exploited the mere fact that Baden-Powell is buried here. We will have to work harder than we have done. Thank you.
My name is Innocent Mugabe. I'm a member of Parliament in the National Assembly, and also a member of the World Scout Parliamentary Union caucus of the Assembly, and also the chairman of the World Scout Parliamentarians Union, Africa Assembly, and the General Assembly that will take place in 2025. So today basically we are gathered here in Nyeri town in the first ever World Scout Parliamentarian Union First Assembly in Africa. So this is the first meeting that we have members of parliament who are scouts or promote the scout movement across Africa meeting here in Nyeri for the first time. One, we want to ratify the Africa Assembly, and number two, to deliberate, reflect, and come up with way forward in which the African parliaments can enhance or can help in the development and growth of the Scout movement in Africa and the world. So basically, this is a big milestone for Africa, and we are working closely with other unions across the globe. Today, we have a delegation also from Korea, where the scouting movement is very much pronounced, and we are learning from them. They are also guiding us and learning from us here. And it could not happen in any better place other than Nyeri, where we have the founders of the Scout and Girl Guide movement, where they lived and they were buried here in Nyeri. Basically, we want to create a nexus between the assemblies, parliament, and the executive and scouting association on how to revive, and where it is not there, to develop the scout movement, because this is the largest voluntary movement in the world, and in Kenya we have like 2 million scouts and guides, and when you look at the principles of the scouting movement, they are taught to be responsible citizens. They are taught to have confidence, to be self-reliant, moral values, ethics, which are actually elements that we lack in most of our current crop of youth and even leadership. So if you want to, Scouting Act was last, I think, amended in 1972. So those are so many years down the line, and maybe that's why we see that the investments and focus on Scout and Girl Guide is not as much. And yet this is a very huge asset that as a nation we can use to change the tide of our environment, economic, and even social and moral fabric of our society. So this is one area that we really focus as parliamentarians, to work on legislation, to make sure that the scouting movement is properly empowered, to have as many people as possible get into this movement. And we know if this happens, then we'll have a very a better country in future, because in the scouting movement, apart from looking at the issues of environment, it focuses a lot on moral and social issues that have been neglected for a very long time. And if we don't take care and address this situation early, we may have a country with a big population, but with very little meaningful input into its development. Thank you.